What's going on, guys? My name is DSG Dark, and a little bit of heads up. I know I'm a little late for a lot of the events that have been happening in Team Fortress 2, mainly the Pyro versus Heavy, and I didn't do a video on that specifically because I didn't feel like it, because I wanted to make sure that I was ready for whatever could come out of that, and to no one's surprise, guess who won? Pyro. Yay. I'm kind of glad, personally, that Pyro won, but at the same time, I'm kind of, sad, because this means that Pyro's gonna get its updates first, and Heavy's gonna get it second, which is fine. Everybody knows Pyro's been in need of balancing. If you look, there's a couple of videos that explain how the flamethrower mechanic works with your ping. Apparently, the higher your ping is, the longer the reach of the flamethrower. And I've been abusing that a lot. You can see in a lot of my videos I do abuse that. And there's a little thing I do, it's Ghost Fire. It's where you take and you judder yourself, which causes the prediction engine in the game to freak out a little and throws your fire forward a little bit. But anyway, on that same note, I'm sad because this means that when Heavy comes to get his changes, his balances, it means that they're going to look at what they did at Pyro and say, okay, well, this is where Pyro's strong against Heavy, we need to fix that, or blah, blah, blah. Again, it's fine. Heavy's an underplayed class, and Pyro is played. I mean, I really feel like the changes they did to Pyro's flamethrower, where when Pyro hits a heal target, the burning or cauterizing effect takes place, and the target gets healed for less, which is, it's fine. It's something that Pyro needs to help put it back up there as an offensive class. And especially in Comm, Pyro is an off class, especially in sixes, which is currently what's out right now, the whole meet your match competitive update. The biggest thing that I don't like about Comp is there's no Highlander yet. I am a very big person when it comes to Highlander. I love Highlander. It's one of the things that I really like doing Pyro, because during Highlander, Pyro is that class that if you don't see it, it means the Pyro is doing its job. Because Pyro really is a thankless class when it comes to competitive. Pyro has to wear all the hats at once, and for that does really suffer. Let me explain. In competitive, Pyro has three main roles. Its biggest one being to help protect the pocket. That is to say, to assist the medic, keep spy off, and basically when things go south, the Pyro has to jump in there and either take the Uber or help keep the enemy Pyro from knocking your Uber around, which is fine. You need that. 1 second. Oh, god damn it. Oh, shit. Yeah. You hear me moving around in my studio here. It's not very acquainted. Anyway, the big thing is when it comes to that, it's Pyro has to be present. And the biggest thing that's the threat is when you don't see the Pyro. That's when the Pyro really is the biggest threat for the enemy team. Why? Because Pyro is the only class that has an AoE or dot effect, I should say. Not AoE, my bad. It's dot. If you don't know what dot means, it means damage over time. Pyro being one of the only classes who has that naturally, which is fire, and a normal fire calculation damage is 60 damage over 10 seconds, which is nice. For 10 seconds, the whole team, if they're close enough, we can hear who's on fire because they make voice lines. They're like, I'm on fire, 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 fire. This really does help to alert to if anyone's nearby. It also chases the spy away, because if the spy is on fire, he can't really cloak, because we can, or I should say, he can't really cloak, and he can't really disguise because we know he's on fire. But at the same time, if something happens on the flank, the Pyro has to immediately change direction and run to the flank and try and help. And this hasn't changed a lot, thanks to the way the Degreaser still is. The Degreaser really is, in all likeliness, a side grade now, which is nice, but is still considered primary because of its uses. They changed it to where it does less damage over time, and it has a air blast penalty. You you can't just spam air blast with it anymore, as well as a weapon switch change, where it's a 40% weapon change from, but it's faster to switch to it. Which in a lot of cases, what the best thing you'll do is you'll switch to your primary and then switch to your secondary, back to your primary, switch to your melee. Which is nice. I mean, it's a welcome change. It really does change up the playstyle of the degreaser, and it really makes it to where the default flamethrower feels like it really is the best flamethrower once again, as it probably should have been. But on that same note, the stock flamethrower has only ever received two real big, well, a couple, but as far as the game has been released, the stock flamethrower has ever really received two big changes, which was a damage update, or a damage upgrade by 10%, and the ability to cauterize or cause medics to heal less damage as long as someone is on fire or in the extreme of the flames. It really does bum me out a little bit to learn that the Pyro is going to be getting that update, because I want to see these new weapons. I want to see the balance changes. I want to see what they're going to do. But at the same time, I don't. I want to see what they're going to do to heavy first. But they aren't going to do that. But in other news, I really am enjoying the casual mode settings, because me, my friends, Demon, Jelly, and everyone who plays with the normal crew, we've just been being casual as hell, basically. So, hey, can't complain, still play with your friends, just can't go to random servers like you used to. You take your chances out there on the community servers, which is nice because Valve is really giving power back to the community, saying, hey, if you want to play just a basic pub, you have to go to a community. But that's also the kick in the teeth. I don't want to go to a community because I don't know what I might expect in a community server. I can go to one server and it's a complete vanilla server, and I can go to another server and it's just modded to hell. I don't like that. I don't like that change. So what I really am sad about is the loss of Valve public servers that you could just go to and have fun. But at the same time, it's nice to see that I'm getting a somewhat kind of reward for actually just playing the game. As far as casual goes, I've managed to reach level 26. I'm still playing MVM, as you can see, and thankfully nothing's changed there. If that's one of the things that they introduce in a new update, I really hope they bring a new MVM map, something that will reignite that passion. Like, I guess we've been doing a lot of defense invasions. Why can't we do an offense invasion as the blue team? You know, try and take a bomb to Manco or something like that, where we have to have a certain set of waves or something that we have to push through and get the bomb to go. And just like things like that I think would really bring new life to the MVM side. Because there's still people who are only in for it for the Aussies. I'm in it for the fun. I've got the Aussies I want. I've had my fun. But like, that's just that. And as far as like the community goes for just your casual shooting, it's nice. You've got your rewards. I should say you've got your ranking system, which you can just see how long someone's been playing and tracking it. But now the big downside. The comp. Because of how comp is right now and how weird it is, you'll never be ranked with people who are really in your rank. You'll probably be fighting someone who's 2-3 ranks above you, when you should really be fighting someone who is on or one above your rank. It really does hurt when you go to, like, when me and Demon went to a server, it really does bum you out when you go to a server and you just see right there in your face, there's 3-4 people on the other team who are like 3-4 ranks above you, and you look at your team and they're all low levels. And I understand that, you know, part of that is the queuing system. Since there really isn't a real way to fix the queuing system without them going in and changing it, which means that they'd be blocking people off from playing with their friends, this would also help set up a sort of skill level, because once you've finally gotten to the point where you're comfortable with that, you'll move up to the next rank, and eventually you'll hit an equilibrium where it's like, okay, your skill is good, you're not quite pushing past this point, but here you are, this is where you sit. And it's a nice, I guess you could say, like a judge or a guide to see how well you're doing. And as another thing that I would like to see inside of the competitive scene itself is a season system. I hate to say it, but kind of like how like Counter-Strike and Overwatch does a season every so often that changes with, you know, X amount of months, and you get a reward for being in a certain tier placement. I don't know what CSGO gives you. I know what Overwatch gives you. They give you points, which you spend to buy golden versions of your weapons. And of course, obviously, I want to leave Australians for MVM, but like make like what they did with the what was it? The not meteor match, the gunmetal. Make specific weapon skins for people who are in specific tiers. I think things like that. And they could bring out like weapon skins for your other weapons as well, your other unlocks. I think that stuff like that I think would be really neat, and it would help people customize their loadouts the way they want it. You know, you want a skins, I don't know, Iron Bomber? Here you go. Things like that I think are just what we need. Something to help reel people back in and show them that the community is being listened to, as well as show that Valve hasn't given up. Because it really, at this point, it really does feel like Valve has put Team Fortress 2 on the back burner since the dropping of the players. And of course I understand this is a low point, this is when new games are coming out, this is when people are going back and forth between Team Fortress 2 and new games. And they do come back, of course. But the number of games, or rather, the overall number of players has dropped and gone up, and dropped and gone up in a pattern. And now it's just an inconsistent pattern that we really do need to figure out. Anyway, this was just me rambling. I decided to turn on Audacity and just speak my mind. Maybe next time I'll tell you guys a story or something from me and Demon's past when we were in school. Or I just might go on another tangent. Anyway, this has been DSG in Dark, and I am out of here.